Hello there, YouTube, and welcome to Wednesday the 10th. It started out at 47, it's 54 now. The big crazy storm just seems to be a light drizzle out here now. So I don't know what all the hoopla. The one thing will be the wind, which could be the most dangerous thing when this ground is so saturated. Look, it's even a limb come crawling out of that tree. But yeah, that's the danger for today, and it lasts all day today. The crazy winds gust 40-45 miles an hour, but around here with big old trees, them suckers can come on down. But with the wind, I'm using my phone because it's waterproof and handy and always on me. The mics pick up a lot of wind noise, so we're gonna roll to the Southland. Yo, come on, blow. Yeah. She's empty. It's pretty much nothing. There's some side-by-side stuff that guys are putting accessories on. Sales is drumming up things for to get things ready. They're buying bikes like crazy. I don't know what all we've gotten yet. I know Spyders, they're really interested in buying them. They got big signs out there, you know, we buy bikes. Roman Atwood, good Lord. I don't think I've watched one of his videos in a long time. I remember years ago we met him and Fusi. They're in downtown Portland somewhere. It was a small little venue, but that was a lot of fun meeting them. And I know he was doing daily vlogs, and I think doing daily vlogs is long since a thing of the past. He'll get on a little run and do something for a while, promise he's going to stick with it, or try to stick with it, and then next thing you know, you don't see him for a while. What happens, you just get out of my loop. You know, he quits posting, and then, you know, you move on to different things, and I just don't see. Obviously, I get notifications. If I click in my notifications, I'm sure I'd see where he's posted things. You know, I touched on last night, I didn't feel good, so I got my MacBook and my iPad Pro 2018 model. I'm bummed though that my case is starting to come apart on me a little bit. But if you look underneath there, it looks like it lost its waterproofness. I can tell you that is gone, because this thing was waterproof, or maybe water resistant. You could spill stuff on it. I've been thinking of ideas to sealing the thing up. It all functions fine. Man, the hours that this thing has been ran, that is crazy. I mean, just by itself, you know, the thing is, 7 years old. And I still, in my backpack, I have the 2016, the very first year of the iPad Pros. I snagged on that thing. Man, I've been hooked ever since. And then I went to an Apple store. I think I was there getting a phone or something, and I looked at the 12-inch iPad Pro. Now the newer ones, they got M2 chips and stuff in there. I mean, they are powerful, really powerful. And their stand works a lot better. Their keyboard thing, the way it pivots up, and they're really nice and modern. In fact, I think the pen, the iPad pencil has gone through a change that I don't think the new one will even work with this one. Maybe it does or not, but there's a new pencil as well that came out a couple, 3 years ago. Upgrade at some point, but it's kind of one of those things. It's not broken, don't fix it. This the MacBook Pro that I have, that's the first year of the M1 chip. It's in January. It'll be, I think it's in January. It'll be 6 years old. It's over 5 years old now, and man. I still have a PC sitting on my desk. Every once in a while I have to fire that thing up because there's something in there, or I had a hard drive fell on me. I don't know if it was this year or last year. And but I could, using some PC tools, I can gain access to it. And all my files, I use compatible files. I don't use anything that's, I remember the old, Power PC days with the MacBooks and stuff. It was, basically incompatible with the rest of the world. I mean, there was ways you could share it so it'd be compatible, but I was not an Apple fan. For 5 years in Texas. That's what I worked at that. It's called the Party Factory. It's a huge, big, massive liquor store. And anyway, they were exclusively Macintosh stuff. So it was all Power PC stuff back in those days. And I did enjoy what you did with them. For the point of sale stuff that we used, it was fantastic, running all the reports, and we're just using Apple versions of Microsoft Excel to build these sheets. The vendors came in every week, and we'd do a fast moving trending and whatnot on all the products. And man, that was some busy work. But I got really used to using them. But when it came to doing normal computer type stuff like at home, they had their unique programs and stuff like that. I just couldn't get into them. The owners had one of the old original Macintoshes, the ones from the early 80s. I still remember the 1984 commercial. The gal runs through at some, kind of dark themed thing, the evil empire kind of a thing. Gal comes running through and throws a sledgehammer or something at the screen or whatever. I just remember that commercial played a lot. But anyway, I had one of those that I took home. That was one that was not being used, and ended up just taking the thing back. I just couldn't. It was so slow at that point. This is in the later 90s, and it was just so slow and incompatible. You couldn't, like go to Walmart's and buy a mouse, so to speak, or any of the normal programs that are so popular you couldn't use. That's just not even a thing anymore. Now Apple definitely has their own programs for certain things, but there's usually an Apple or Macintosh and iPad OS version of just about anything you do with other programs. No compromises anymore. Anyway, I just came downstairs. I built, because I never finished what I was going to say. I touched on yesterday or last night that I didn't feel good all day yesterday. Still kind of got this weird thing. I think I might be pregnant or something, because if you remember yesterday when I told you that Sasha and Danny like to, get into things that the cats do on the side of the road, off the side of the road. And the thought of that was just about making me want to upchuck. Something was going on, because Thursday and Friday, I ate absolutely nothing until dinner. I had breakfast, but I didn't eat anything all day long. Kelly goes, "That's really weird. You didn't eat nothing all day." I said, "Yeah." As we're driving home, and I'm going, "I'm still not hungry. Look at this woman. You can't stop her no matter what. All the boys up there, I've learned, you try to, she'll just pack anything around. The young guys up there, no, let me take that down for you. No, I got it. Stubborn as a mule. I gotta love it. That's the little woman. But anyway, finally, I don't know what it was. like 2 o'clock in the morning or something. I was trying it off and on. I was taking naps and waking up. I go, I need to do something with this video. And I got up, man, I thought, you know, for some reason, Pepto-Bismol seems like the thing. So I went and got some Pepto-Bismol, and it soothed my stomach. And man, I went out like a light. I woke up when Kelly woke me up, you know, to come to work today, and well, there was no video built. I had the files on the iPad, but nothing was built. And there's certain things that I do, like Photoshop and stuff I do with my MacBook. That's just so much easier to use the Macintosh version. There's now there's iPad OS versions of it, but you know, you get used to what I don't know, and you use a mouse with it. I'm a big mouse user. Kelly uses her MacBook and literally never uses a mouse with it, but it got a trackpad that's massive. I forget all those, the commands you use when you're not using a mouse. Pretty much the same stuff you do with with an iPad, but that's never an issue because you touch everything. That's why I like building the videos and stuff on the iPad. The touch thing is just so intuitive. And I have the same version of the app on the Macintosh, but there is no touch screen on it. And so you use the trackpad or a mouse, and it's cumbersome. I'm so used to doing everything, and I just fly through. Oh Lord, look at the fingerprints on that thing. But Honda glass cleaner. Spray it on a clean microfiber and bust her out. Anyway, I am feeling better today. I had, a little muffin and a little bit of oatmeal this morning. And then, but I haven't eaten anything since I got to work. I did go up and I had one of those sugar-free, whatever stuff I gotta have, hot chocolates. And, that tasted really good. And, that's what I've all day today. And what do we... Yeah, it's quarter after 1. But the big storm, I mean, we every once in a while have some crazy gusts of wind down here, and things rattle around, and the doors flip up, open and close, and it just stops. And when I came down a little bit ago, it was sprinkling, but you can see the parking lot's dry out there. Of course, you're looking at the white balance for it inside here, so it looks weird when I look outside. Anyway, I'm just wasting your time rattling on. We're probably going, Smoak, we don't care nothing about that. So get laughing, got a cough. Anyway, I feel better today. There's still like a hint of it there, but whatever that was. Oddly enough, and I hate to say this because I absolutely love those things. I'll sneak one every once in a while, but I'm sure it's just a coincidence. Absolutely a coincidence. But I had one. Christy made some more of those absolutely incredible chocolate chip cookies. Oh, and what she has in the middle of it is Nutella. It's some kind of, it tastes like chocolate, but it's not chocolate. Something like that. I don't know anything about that. But it has that swirled in the middle. And that and whatever mix that she uses, when they're done, it has like a crunchy outside and it's a little soft on the inside. Oh, man, I'm telling you, that girl could, she could sell them things and become a millionaire. I keep telling her, I mean, the Mexican food she comes up with, and just these off-the-wall things she comes up with, and like some of these baked things she does, I don't know where she got all those skills. She just, finds stuff on the internet and, takes little bits of this and that and whatever and comes up with her own concoction. But her Mexican food that she makes, holy moly, literally she could open up a restaurant tomorrow. Well, that was a nice little breakup in the day. The technicians up there has a 22 Ultra, I think it is, and needed a 9/16, that goofy, whatever they call that, offset wrench. And at 7/32, the clutch needed to be adjusted. Not the cable part, but the clutch itself. But he was doing a change anyway, because it made a funky sound when he was putting it on his bench. And so we pulled the derby cover off and looked inside there and go, yeah, she's been doing some Joey slip clutching. So anyway, and it was like grossly tight. Not the cable. The cable, it's one of those self-adjusting, supposedly self-adjusting. You know, I showed you on my Slim how that thing works. And Kelly's Flirty does the same way. Man, that thing with the radiator pods and stuff down there, that is tricky to get to that adjustment. But we got her done. My cheapo Harbor Freight offset box wrenches. That gets in there just perfect. Oh, somebody's at the door. Check this out. This is crazy. You know, I forget. I think of, 14s when they switched to the 1330s. But they made the RS and I think the ST all the way to 16. This is the very last year. And it's interesting. It has the battery up front. Has the newer style brake reservoir. Oil level spot on it. I think the tires are aged out. What do we got here? Yeah, we had some critters crawling around in there. But I had it running. Got it hot. Checked the oil. It was already hot. I think they, wrote it in. And the coolest thing ever, it's a SM5. The manual 5-speed on these twins were the funnest. How about that? Look, it's even got the new switch gear and stuff on it. That's wild. I don't think after 14 we ever took in another twin. I think we had some 14. What's the one that had kind of a Mexican style inspired colors on it? It's really cool looking. I think we had one of those. I think that was either a 14 or a 15. But yeah, that's the last of the old twins right there. Oh dang. I'll throw a computer on her here and see if she's hiding any no-nos in there. And I can do that with an MPI-2 and a Buds 1. How about that? Well, unfortunately, faster she came in, she left. They even though it's only 9 years old, technically about 10 years old, they don't want to deal with a twin. I don't know. Those are decisions that are over and above my ability to argue out. But if you fought for it and they took the thing in, they'd have a problem with it, and then you'd be the bad guy out. Oh, well, it's pretty. Everything, there was no codes. Man, everything seemed, oil level was perfect, coolant level was perfect. I didn't get a chance to check the brake fluid, but the level was good. And I don't know. That's that for that. Bummer. That was a really, really nice RS. And the last of the Mohicans. Those were fun. Manual 5-speed RS. Fun. Really fun. They were spunky. Well, hello there, YouTube. Man. Boy, I mean, it was dry. All the way to like Carroll's Bluff, right before you get into the Kelso and Longview. Yep. And the road started getting wet. It just intensified as we went farther north. I mean, wow, that was bad. And oddly enough, it was all nice at work. Yeah, I think it barely sprinkled a couple times at work today. Nice and warm. Wind blowing, yeah. It was 57 degrees when we got off work. Yeah. Like, didn't you need a coat? I know. I kept almost shedding mine, but then, running around doing stuff. Yeah. But anyway, it's a fun day. Went up there and messed around with a Harley for a while. 22 Ultra, I think it was. And then I messed around with that RS for a little bit, but She got taken back up. That's too bad. That was cool. Madison, she
does this weird howly cry.
I know. And if you see her,
like
she does this.
Killed.
Rounds her mouth. She just does this.
It's the most bizarre thing ever.
People, delivery people come up here and go, "What in the heck?" It's
the dog is dying.
Right. She's old though.
Yeah.
But anyway, on that, we're gonna bounce on you.
Alrighty, well, thank you guys so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. We will talk to you tomorrow. Same Smoak time, same Smoak channel. Don't forget to give a thumbs up. You guys have a wonderful Thursday or Friday.
Heck yeah. All right. Reckon we'll see you in the morning. All right. Appreciate you watching now. Bye-bye.